three.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the All Sports Matter podcast. I am your host this evening. I am JB, as you all know and can see, and I will be joined once again by my brothers. First, we have Fleck, Mr. Two Belts Moore. Then we have the Big Robbery, Desmond Robinson, and last but certainly not least, we will be introducing and bringing on Amir Big Poppy Ortiz. Gentlemen, go ahead and say hello to the fans and tell us what's going on.
What's up, good people?
What's going on? Social medias and pages
let's
and
just
groups.
Jump right into this good old show. We go go ahead and talk about what's been going on in sports for the past week. So we've had some NBA playoffs happening. Let's jump right into it, right? So yesterday we saw Philly go down, right? So what's going on out there? Can y'all tell me what happened with we got James Harden, and he was supposed to bring him to the promised land. So what's going on? Amir, I'll go to you first.
Shoot, what happened was they didn't have Ben Simmons. No, I don't know. That's easy, right? Everybody talking about, oh, well, if they had Ben Simmons in the playoffs, it was going to happen. Well, I'm going to call BS on that. James Harden happened. Playoff James Harden happened. James Harden, MVP regular season. James Harden is the LVP, as they say, the least valuable player when it comes to the playoffs. And it's unfortunate. James Harden has always disappeared when it comes to playoff time, and I don't want to take up everybody's time, but when you only take two shots in the second half with the amount of money you're making and the kind of skill you have, something's wrong. Something's definitely wrong. And it's not a play calling, it's not let's force it to Embiid every possession, because Embiid is not that player. You know, he strives on a pick and roll. Embiid is a selfish player. Many will say he was the MVP this season. Everybody saw how Philadelphia played without Embiid, and they were lost. Embiid comes back. They won 2 games in a row, and they're back in the playoff series. So it's a shame how James Harden just crapped the bed. You know, I'm trying not to curse because he deserves every curse plus with that performance. But if you only taking 2 shots in the second half, what is wrong with you? And it's not physical because the guy knows how to play. And it's just playoff Harden. Everybody used to get on Paul George for years. Everybody used to get on PG-13 about how he performed in the playoffs. And then when he showed up and they won series last season, the year before that, it was like, okay, well, Paul George is doing his thing. And now that James Harden has yet to atone for his mistakes, James Harden continues to crap the bed every postseason. And it's a shame. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
All right, Rob, what you got?
Well, I'm gonna say this like it is. There was once a famous NFL coach that said it. He is who we thought he was, and we didn't let him off the hook. Bottom line, James Harden should be ashamed of himself. He is literally in the NBA. with his new contract, with his contract for his option next year. And he is well known for disappearing in the fourth quarter in the playoffs. For someone who makes $40 million a year, the least you can do is show up in the fourth quarter. And I'm going to be honest with you. I know what the problem is. He missed the strip club. And whenever the strip club is not the performances are not worthy, he comes out and he plays terrible. It's a strip club. He's a Hollywood club guy. And apparently stripping didn't help him this season. But honestly, I'm not sure what's going on with this guy. He needs to reevaluate what he's doing, because for that kind of money, he's not worth it. Bottom line.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I get that. I do. Fleck, what you got?
I mean, they said it, man. Harden. You can't be getting paid almost $50 million a year. Go 4 for 9, 11 points, all in the first half, nothing in the second half. Didn't go to the free throw line once the entire game. I mean, that means you're not being aggressive. That means you're settling for all these long jumpers that obviously was not falling for you.
Right.
I mean, Embiid needs help, man. I mean, they let a good one go. Butler lit him up for 32. They gave up Butler. They let Butler leave to keep Ben happy, and we all know how that one turned out. So I mean, yeah, I mean, 2 shots after halftime, no points. I'm paying you $50 million for that? Nah.
Right. Yeah. And you know, you can say, and he's probably still complaining, oh, they changed the foul rules so I wouldn't get as many fouls, but that's not the case right there. And y'all are absolutely right. I mean, James Harden should have stepped up. You talking a big game. You say you the superstar. You should have stepped up. You didn't, and it's squarely on your shoulders. So let me ask this question.
Imagine getting rid of Jimmy Butler and keeping Tobias Harris, because that's what happened.
Right.
No, they let Butler go to keep Ben Simmons happy.
Right.
That's
now look where it's at.
Ben Simmons wanted the ball in his hand. He wanted to be the ball handler. They let Butler go to keep Ben Simmons happy, and we all see how that turned out.
Right. So I mean, let me ask you this: you talking about Ben Simmons? Who do you think won that trade at this point right now?
I'm gonna say the 76ers.
Right.
At least Harden was on the court. They got something for their money. I mean, Ben Simmons, that dude ain't even sniffed the court. So I mean, hey, I'm getting little to nothing for my money, or I'm getting absolutely nothing. You know.
Yeah, but I mean, at this point, would you rather just have nothing since you will get nothing anyway?
No,
not at all. You know, it's regular season Harden is MVP. Postseason Harden is MIA. You know, it's like they brought back the show Lost, and they made James Harden the cover boy. Or if Madden if NBA 2K had a curse, they put Harden on there.
Harden
Fleck, you're right, because you can't judge who won the trade if the other person hasn't even stepped on the court. You know, that's to me, it's a fair question. It's a more than fair question, but how can you compare when 2 feet on the court with Harden and Ben Simmons is looking like a rainbow, you know, like a Skittles bag on the sideline, and the team is wearing black and white? It's like taste the rainbow or play some basketball. You can't have it both ways. And Ben Simmons has not played basketball.
Harden scored 11 points last night. That's 11 points more than Ben Simmons scored all season. Next question.
Well, all right. You have anything to say about that?
Scored in the last 2 years.
Right. So let's go on to the next series. Shall we?
In 2 years.
They playing right
honestly
in 2 years. They playing right now actually on TV. So let's go ahead and go to this series right here. We'll go to the Celtics and the Bucks. So the first question I have, because after the last game, everybody saw it. You all saw it. Marcus Smart had the ball in his hand at the end of the game with Tatum wide open. Should Tatum have had the ball at the end of the game, or should it have been in Smart's hands? Fleck, since you are our Celtics fan here, our resident Celtics fan, I'm going to go ahead and start with you and let you lead us off on this one.
There was absolutely no reason that Tatum there was no reason Smart should have had the ball in his hand coming down the stretch. Tatum running down the sideline wide open. I mean, I don't know. Y'all finna give it to me on this one, so I'm gonna let y'all give it to me on this one. Amir been waiting for this all day. Go ahead, Amir.
You know, I can dance all day. You know, I can do the YMCA, Macho Man, all those, you know, all those old tunes that we can. Well, I'm gonna start off with Flecky called it. The series is ending in 6 games. Now, with that being said, it's not going your way in 6 games. If it wasn't for that last second shot that Jason Tatum did in the first round, the series would be over with. Let me throw that out there. Now, it wasn't lucky. What? It was still poor defense by the Bucks. Cool. We here now. 6 games, series over. Now, it's not just on the Celtics players when it came to that last shot or the last possession. They had no timeouts. That falls on coaching. They had no timeouts. Again, remember that. So you got to put the ball in your point guard's hand. When you enter the season as Marcus Smart as your point guard, you're going to finish the season with Marcus Smart as your point guard. That is nobody's fault but the general manager or management or the coach. I get it. Tatum is not going to run the ball down 90 feet to take the last second shot. He's not. He needs to be set up. Marcus Smart is not a genuine point guard. He is not and will not be a genuine point guard. Your defensive player of the year should not have the ball going down the court with 5 seconds left in the game. Sorry. His job is to lock down their best player, which he did, which he has done. Marcus Smart, I give you that credit in the world. I will. He did his job. But you can paint your hair green all you want. That's not going to scare anybody and saying Marcus Smart is taking the last shot of the game. Sorry. It's just not it. And the Celtics failed with their rookie coach and Marcus Smart as a point guard to win that game. Therefore, lose that game, lose that series. No hate here. You failed. Move on. I'll see you next year. Guess what? It's the truth. Somebody else take it from here.
Udoka's fine, man. I mean, hey, look, they shouldn't have been in that position to where we had to have a last second shot. We was up 15. We blew that. We blew that. We was up 15. Horford, huge game 4, 30 points. Last game, 8 points. I mean, we need more out of Big Al because Tatum, he's putting up points, but he's taking a lot of shots to do it. Dude was only 2 of 11 last game from 3-point line. So he's got to do better. The team as a whole got to do better from the 3-point line because they've been shooting streaky, to say the least. Go ahead, Rob.
I'm glad you said that. Before we get to Rob, my apologies. I'm glad you said that, Fleck, because I do have not a rebuttal, but an add-on. You said the 3-point shooting. They only shot 4 3-point shots in the fourth quarter, if I'm not mistaken. It was probably less than that. They didn't make not a near 3-pointer in the fourth quarter. None.
0.
Zilch. You might as well put James Harden in a Celtics uniform because that's what happened. Y'all take it away because I can do this all day.
You know, they say you live by the 3, you die by the 3. But go ahead, big fella. I don't want to jump on your time right there.
The ball's got to be spread around more because y'all have weapons. Boston has weapons that are scores like White that you got from the Spurs that could contribute. That I've not seen him do much of jack in this, and there's no in the clutch.
You're losing, Big Rob.
It should either be
Hey,
Jaylen
Rob, you're
Brown.
losing.
You keep losing me. Can you hear me?
Now.
Yeah,
Hear me now?
you ain't now. Yep.
Sorry about that, but no, the ball needs to be moved out of Smart's hand. Bottom line, in the clutch, get it out of his hands. Utilize some of those other weapons that you guys have. Because White, I don't understand why they don't use White more. White is a very, very good. They need to come up with a better game plan, because in a minute, if they don't do something tonight, the season's over. Bottom line, you can go fishing. You can join Kyrie, Ben Simmons, all of the fellas. Y'all can go to Cancun, ride the banana boat together, hug each other, do all of that good stuff that they make do.
Join the Spurs.
It just needs.
So let me,
yeah, you can join the Spurs. We're right here. We got room on the banana boat too.
So let me ask this question: who's the Celtics backup point guard? Because at
It's
this
that
point,
kid they drafted, Langford, right?
Nah, Langford ain't even on the team no more. Peyton Pritchard is the de facto, but Derek White can handle the point guard too.
That's what I'm saying. So why would you not have somebody in there at that point of the game when you're on offense? Why not have someone in there to handle the ball? Why you
Well,
giving
it's-
the ball to somebody?
You had your
Drew Holiday just played good defense.
But Smart tried to handle the ball with 3 people on him.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. But he's the point guard, so by default,
he's a point guard. He's not the point guard.
He's a shooting
the
guard.
point guard for the Celtics.
He's a shooting guard.
Here's the thing.
That's his
Okay,
position.
here's the thing you guys are missing. With no timeouts left in the game for the Celtics, they had a defensive squad put in to stop the Bucks' previous series. Okay, now when Giannis missed his free throw, the only one that had touched the ball on the defensive side, unfortunately, was Marcus Smart. Now I don't understand how that happened. You know, the Celtics has always been a small team. Always. They've been a small team for years. The biggest dude they had the last 2-3 seasons was Danny Theis, who, you know, white man can't jump. Is not going to do it for you. So they drafted Williams out of Texas A&M. Okay. They put him in the lineup, but he's always in foul trouble.
He's been hurt.
And then, so they had no defender. They had defenders and size.
And Grant Williams.
Here's where they failed. The coach should have yelled out. It should have been a 2-person bringing down the court. It should have been Jaylen Brown, and it should have been who was open. You're right. Was Jason Tatum on the right-hand side. Everybody saw that.
Right.
Marcus Smart should not have touched that ball because he has no size when double teamed.
Here's my problem with it. That shouldn't have had to have been said. That should have been known. Hey, we got no timeouts. How many ever seconds left? Brown or Tatum is the one touching the ball. That shouldn't have to.
Hello, rookie coach. I don't know where this guy came from. He did a great job.
I like.
He did a great job. Great job. But those are rookie mistakes.
Right. But
rookie coach, rookie mistakes.
And that's what I was getting at when I said that he shouldn't have been bringing the ball down. As a guard, and when you're in that position and you know you don't have timeouts, the first thing you're supposed to be doing is looking up the court. So he should have seen that he had Tatum up the court. He wanted to be the hero and he wanted to be the man. So he decided to try to take the whole team by himself. He was being selfish instead of being a team player. That's exactly what happened. And it's absolutely preposterous. Yes, I had to go to Stephen A on that one. It's absolutely preposterous that he did not decide to play team ball at a time like that when they could have won the game.
Spell preposterous, but do that later. We'll get to that.
I can't do it. Too many syllables.
All right, go there.
So let's move on.
Somebody say Lionel Stevens still coaching.
I already knew.
Brad Stevens still coaches from the skybox.
That's crazy. Brad Stevens is a GM with no experience. I can talk about the Celtics.
Hey, look, we got 2 more series we got to touch.
Let's go ahead and move on.
Danny Ainge's cousin to run the front office.
We got 2 more we got to touch.
And did nothing.
We'll go on. We'll go on to the next one. Let's go ahead and talk about this series here, because this series has been getting it's been getting a little chippy. The Western Conference has been getting real chippy. Actually, the playoffs in general have been chippy, but the 2 Western Conference games have been real sporty. So this one here, we saw Ja Morant go down when Jordan Poole pulled his knee, and whether or not that was an effective measure to why he went down, we don't know. We can't know because we're not the doctors. My question for you fellas is this: do the Grizzlies need Ja Morant? Because I mean, you saw he went down and they won by 50. So do they really need him?
Of course they need him. If they had him, I mean, they'd be in good position. But of course they need him.
Definitely.
You're not gonna beat the Warriors in a 7-game series without him.
Right.
This past game, they balled out of control. But how many games is Steph Curry gonna have? 14 points, 3 of 8 from 3, 4 of 10 overall. How many of those games are you gonna expect out of Steph Curry? Not many. You know what I mean? So of course, I mean, Ja's I'd say top 10 right now in the NBA. So of course you need him. But I mean, they did just fine this last game without him, but they're not beating the Warriors in 7 games without him.
Right. In the season, the regular season, they actually had a winning record without Ja, didn't they?
They were 21-6 without Ja Morant.
But they didn't have to face the Warriors.
They were 25 in the regular season, 1-1 in the playoffs. Regular season 25, yes, without Morant.
They also not going to have to face the Warriors. They didn't have to face the Warriors in the regular season 7 times in a row.
That's like saying, did the Liberty Bibbity, did the Philadelphia 76ers need Allen Iverson? What kind of question is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, Ja Morant is there. Now, Ja Morant got more help than Iverson did. Their next scorer was Eric Snow, Larry Hughes, I think, and that's it. Mm-hmm. Morant, yes, got a lot more scorers. They got they're athletic. Just the pace of basketball is way different. I get it. They got a ton of small forwards who can score. That's great. But no, there's no way that Memphis can go a whole season and say we don't need Ja Morant. That's insane to me.
I mean, yeah, they can't say this series that they don't need him. I mean, like I said, they didn't face the Warriors 7 times in a row during the regular season. That's what I'm saying.
I agree with you, but it's some people that's gonna be out there chirping. Oh, they didn't even need him because you see what they did. I don't foresee them. I don't foresee them down in the Warriors without Ja Morant 2 games in a row. Nah,
I don't foresee Curry having a 4 of 10 shooting night 3 times in a row.
Somebody did mention, if the Warriors keep playing lazy like that, then yeah, it's not going to be pretty for them. So, but
a lot of time these teams play down to the competition. They do. This is not a secret. It's not. Like I said, the Lakers lost game 1 of the playoffs to Iverson and only Iverson. Got it. It was a wake-up call. I expect for Golden State to close out the series, especially it being in Golden State tonight. Yeah, it is tonight. So this series is over. I expect it to be over. My expertise, albeit minor as it is, expect it to be over. Morant is needed. It's going to show in this game right here. Sometimes teams need a wake-up call. Sometimes teams go in there saying, oh, their best player is out, or This team is just not that good, and they take it for granted. And I think this is what's happening when you're talking about the Golden State Warriors. This Golden State Warriors, I believe, is going to the finals. And I called that before the playoffs started. This team is going to the finals. I don't think the way the Suns are constructed right now, the Suns, for some reason, they're banged up like they always are. They're not. And I get it. We're going to talk about that, the Mavericks here in a minute. But this Golden State Warriors team is going to the finals. They're going to close out tonight. They're going to the finals, and they'll play the Eastern Conference team, whether it's Miami, Boston, or Milwaukee. This team is made for championships. This team is made for the finals. And, you're allowed to take a game off. And it sucks because fans pay their tickets, owners pay their money, and at the end of the day, players will still take a game off. And that's what happened in his last game. Memphis needs Ja Morant to move forward. And they need more than Ja Morant. They have the pieces there, but they still need more. And Memphis is a good, young, freaking team on the lookout. They're all young. Mainly, I'm going to emphasize young. They're going to be trouble for the next few years. They're just not a championship team right now.
Right. Okay. Rob, what you got?
I mean, they've hit all the major points. Now, like we said earlier, that was a gimme game. I give that a gimme game. Anybody who says that Ja Morant is not needed in this playoff series is a prisoner of the moment. If you think that they are going to beat the championship caliber of Golden State with that type of star power, you obviously have been drinking stronger than this cognac that I have sitting next to me. And I need you to stop drinking because you are completely outside of your mind. Steph is not going to shoot like that every. He was literally off. Bottom line, Steph will literally come back with a vengeance. And if they are not careful, tonight might be the night where Steph goes completely ballistic and put them completely out of the playoffs. So you need a Ja Morant. You need a threat, someone who is a playmaker for everyone on the court. It's good that they're like that, like they are, because they can grow together. You don't have a Ja Morant, you're not going to be in the position that you're in right now. Bottom line.
Right. Yeah, you're right. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to the to our next topic or the next series. And while we're going to that, I just want to update everybody and let you know that the Celtics are up by 10 flex. So, just be happy about that. Now we'll talk about the team that I picked to go to the finals, the Suns and the Mavs, which this game, we've seen everything that's going on with this game. And, it's chippy with the fans, messing with people's parents and family, and Luka and Booker going at it, and Chris Paul still doing his flopping thing, and Jay Crowder still flopping and acting like he getting hit in the eye. But how do y'all see this playing out on when they play Sunday, right? How do y'all see this playing out? Because at this point, it really looks like it could go either way. So let's start with you this time, big fella. Let's where you at with it?
This series is the one I literally picked Phoenix to go to the finals, but right now I'm starting to have second thoughts about my pick. Is really playing completely out right now. And he has Dallas believing that they should be in the West Finals. He is a matchup nightmare. Home, but as soon as they go on the road, it's almost like they turn it into like the Fort Sam Houston intramural basketball team, because they literally seem like they forget what got them there. So I'm just like, I think Phoenix can. I think the Suns can pull it out, but they're going to have to play a lot better and more consistent than they've been playing. Andre Ayton, he's going to have to dominate. Chris Paul's going to have to play smart. And Booker, he's going to have with an edge. They're going to have to figure out what to do about it because they cannot keep allowing Luka to penetrate into the lane the way he is and then dumping off and creating shots and creating foul opportunities that shouldn't be there. So they're going to have to do something. And I'll pass it on to somebody right now.
I agree. Amir, what you got?
What do I have? What did I say before the series started? I said it was going 7 games. And
You did.
All 3, well, at least 2 out of the 3 was like, you're crazy. No, Phoenix got this as a wrap. Now,
I said it.
We've been saying this for years when it comes to sports. Matchups make, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like if you're not matched up well against the team, Mavericks is way bigger than the Phoenix. Matchups matter, you know, and it's like a light heavyweight beating up on a middleweight. And we'll discuss that here in a little bit, but that's exactly what's happening right now. The light heavyweight Dallas Mavericks is just more physical than the Phoenix Suns. You know, for me, I thought it was simple. This series would have been over if Luka would have had more help. If Hardaway was playing the way Hardaway can play. Jalen Brunson is playing his butt off. The kid from Villanova is playing his butt off. But they need more. Max Kleber is doing I at center, holding the DeAndre Ayton down. He's playing defense. Okay, gotcha. Cool. You know, was it Richardson, who the Celtics got rid of, by the way, Josh Richardson. I just want to throw that in there. Because the Celtics need him just as much as the Mavericks do, is holding his own. So the Mavericks are bigger. The skill set of Luka Doncic is almost just as big time as Giannis. And I keep saying Giannis because I don't know if I can say Antetokounmpo. That's rough.
Giannis.
Okay. That name, so I keep saying Giannis. We can all say the Greek freak, we get it. But his name is Giannis Antetokounmpo, which I'm pretty sure I missed some syllables in there.
His name is Giannis.
But those skill sets are hard to defend. The Greek freak, Luka Doncic, those guys are hard to defend. Chris Paul is not. Devin Booker is not. Those guys are not hard to defend. Chris Paul, what he has, and I wrote it down earlier.
13 points, 5 turnovers.
13 points in the last 4 games. That's it. 12 points, 5 points, 7 points, 13 points. That's about the same points as Marcus Smart have. Nobody's scared of that. He almost had a perfect game. I think it was game 3. I think he scored like 28 points, missed 1 shot or something like that. Since then, he's gone downhill. These boys are not scared of Phoenix. And I'm telling you right now, Phoenix is not a team to be scared of. They're not. Devin Booker's already hurt, has a hamstring injury. He hasn't been the same Devin Booker that we've seen. No, it's not a Kardashian effect or a Jenner effect. Got it. He's rose above that. I'll give him that. But he's not the same dude. Devin Booker is not the same guy. Chris Paul not the same guy. Jay Crowder is not making his shots. DeAndre Ayton, where is he? This is a free agent year for him. Where is he? The Phoenix Suns need a lot of help. Can they win Game 7? Yes. Do I believe they win Game 7? I think so. Only because they're home. But they're not beating the Golden State Warriors with that squad. They're barely beating the Dallas Mavericks. And that's something they have to think about.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. And like I said, that was my pick at the beginning to go all the way in there. And they, you know, the Pelicans gave them something that they, you know, they had to reevaluate. So I'm gonna still ride with them because that's what I picked. But it's gonna be a hard road to hoe. Let's go ahead and move on to this next topic. I know this is something that y'all really looking forward to talking about. But over the weekend, we saw the fight. We saw what happened. He was not victorious when he started this out. Canelo went down. Fleck, what you got to say about it, Mr. Two Belts? You got 2 belts.
All right, for me,
Barely.
Canelo
Barely.
got thoroughly outboxed. I think he came into this fight looking ahead to the rematch with Triple G. That's my opinion on it. But he got thoroughly outboxed. All 3 judges had it 115-113. For me, it wasn't even that close. I had it 119-109. I only had him win in 1 round, maybe 2. The 4th round, it could have went either way. He had that big uppercut right there at the end. Round 9, he definitely won. But I mean, it's hard to give him any other round. Bivol totally outboxed him. That's Canelo's first loss since 2013. 9 years without a loss. Who's that last loss to? Money May. Money May. I mean, Bivol outboxed him. I don't know what else to say about it. Bivol totally outclassed him.
Yep.
And deserved to win.
You're right. Big robbery. What you say?
Look about it. Game. You cannot get complacent. You can't overlook anybody. And that, like he said, like Flex said, it showed. He got completely outclassed, which should never happen at his peak of where he at right now in his career. That should not have happened. Look ahead towards the next fight. You focus on the fight you're in right now, because if you don't, this is what happens. You walk in thinking you're the man, and you get shown up. You can't overlook anybody, especially not at that level. So hopefully he gets himself together. It should be a rematch, correct?
He asked for Canelo asked for a rematch. Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens. If he has a rematch, he needs to focus, because we saw what happens when you don't. And bottom line, that's what happened.
Exactly. Amir, what you say? What you got?
I got a lot to say.
I know.
If y'all don't mind, I'm gonna take a couple minutes here. I'm gonna stick to the facts first.
That's why I hurried up.
There was a light
so you can have all the
heavyweight.
time you need, Amir, because I knew you had.
This was a light heavyweight championship match, right? Now, for those of you that don't know, Canelo is not a light heavyweight. Now, I'm not defending Canelo. I'm not defending Canelo. The reason he's the light heavyweight championship match is because, and I pause, he beat Kovalev last year. He beat a 38-year-old man. Okay, and that's not old for sports, but it is for boxing. Okay, Canelo beat Kovalev last year for the light heavyweight title. This was a mandatory title contention match that he had to take for the WBO title. Canelo lost one of his titles at 175. Got it. Okay, now those are facts. I have yet to put opinion in there. These, again, it's facts. Bivol was more active, 20% in his total punches, 11% in jabs, and 36% in power punches. That's huge. 36% in power punches compared to Canelo with 4% in jabs, and just 27% in power punches. 4% in jabs stand up. Why? Because Dimitri Bivol had the size. Again, we're talking about light heavyweight. To me, this is comparable to when Israel Adesanya fought John Blachowicz in UFC a couple months ago. When Adesanya was undefeated, everybody was like, oh, Adesanya's the best. Adesanya's the best. Then he lost when he challenged for the light heavyweight championship and lost. Because guess what? Size matters. And then now when we talked about already when it comes to Phoenix Suns and the Dallas Mavericks, size matters. Size matters when it comes to matchups. Now, Canelo is used to being the bully. I will not, let him go when it comes to that. Canelo comes in at 165, makes 160 and 165s, and fights at 175. What's 175? That's the bare minimum for light heavyweight. Now, he decided to fight a kid who's in his young 20s, who's undefeated in his pro fights, 19-0 pro fights. And Canelo bit off more than he could chew. And yes, this was a mandatory fight, but he could have easily just forfeited the title, saying, I'm not going to beat this guy. But guess what? He took a hit in his reputation. And this is where I give credit to Canelo. Canelo does not back down in kind of fights. I've always said that. Canelo never backs down. You guys might see a Caleb Plant. You guys might see a David Lemieux. You might see an Amir Khan, who retired today, by the way. These guys who are lighter than Canelo and will say, why is he fighting these guys? Well, guess what? He fights everybody who's put in front of him. And I give him that. Canelo got to reevaluate. I would not take, and I'm going to wrap it up here. I would not take the mandatory challenge because Canelo can't win this fight. This is not Rocky IV when he's going against the Russian. Granted, this is a Russian, but he's not going to Russia to beat, Drago in a movie. This is not it. Size matters. In real life, Drago will beat Sylvester Stallone and Rocky every time. In real life. And this is what he's fighting. This is real life. He doesn't belong in a ring with a Dimitri Bivol. That's just me.
All right. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I agree with what y'all was saying. I'm gonna leave it at that. We all know what happened. We saw what happened, and we know what he need to do going forward. So let's go ahead and move on to the one of the big stories from this week in sports. We all know what happened yesterday. The NFL released their schedules. So, what game are you most? Are you looking forward to the most? Who had in your opinion, who had the weakest schedule? Who had the strongest schedule from what came out, with people traveling and everything else? What games are y'all looking forward to? Me, myself, personally, I'm looking forward to the game on November 27th in San Francisco when the Saints travel out there. That's just me. But I'm going to let y'all talk. Go ahead.
Me personally, I'm looking for, and this is for personal reasons, I'm looking forward to the Titans game on September 25th when they play the Las Vegas Raiders. Because my brother from another mother, Dustin Davis, is coming to town. So we gonna get it in, and we gonna watch that one. Non-personal, I want to see how Russ does against the Seahawks. What is it? Week 1 Monday Night Football.
Yep.
Week 1 Monday Night Football. I want to see what Russ do against the Seahawks. Which game are you looking forward to, Amir? Okay. Rob, Amir, one of y'all.
So earlier, I'm not going to hide who I am. I was sitting at the bar, and I was watching NFL Live, and I thought it was real petty that the NFL sent Russell Wilson. That's a Def Jam dude, right? Russell Wilson to Denver, from Denver to Seattle,
Right.
Week 1. That's about as petty as it gets, no? How? I'm not saying I'm not looking forward to it, and I'm sorry if I didn't answer the question. I'm just saying that to me, NFL is petty as hell.
Roger Goodell petty. You know that dude petty.
Yeah, it's like, so you traded Russell Wilson from Seattle to Denver, and we're gonna send you right back to play on. It's a Monday Night Football game.
Yeah, it's a Monday
who
Night
does
Football
that?
game. Yeah,
that's just me. That's all I can think about. I can't think about week 2, 3, 4, all the way to 18 now. To begin the season, the NFL is always trying to be professional, and anything that puts a black eye, we're going to suspend you for any little thing. And I feel bad for Jerry Jeudy. We're not going to talk about that, but it's like everything the NFL, any NFL players do, it's a black eye to the NFL. It's a bad look to their image, or it's whatever. And then all of a sudden, you know what? Week 1, we're going to let's just send Russell Wilson and Sierra back to Seattle and see how that goes on a Monday night. Because we all know got to spend the weekend in Seattle. Let's just be petty. To be petty. You know what I'm saying? I can't. I'm sorry.
We got somebody out there that asks what the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh, Lionel asks. My brother Lionel asks what the Pittsburgh Steelers schedule looking like.
It's looking
like they ain't leaving the East Coast. That's what it looks like.
They got the easiest schedule. They don't even leave the Eastern Standard Time Zone.
I go back. Okay, I live in Texas, and I go back to Georgia, an hour difference to get my kids. That's an hour difference. The Steelers travel less than that to go to their football games. That's how crazy it is.
They never leave
the East Coast time. And I don't want to hear nothing about the Steelers season. Lionel, I'm sorry, I don't know you, but you got an easy schedule.
Day one. That's one of my
easy schedule, Lionel.
Still losing 10 games.
They ain't going nowhere.
I'm looking at their schedule right now. They open at Cincinnati, lost. Against New England, lost. If Deshaun Watson plays, they're losing to Cleveland. They might beat the Jets. Then they got Buffalo, Tampa Bay, Miami, and Philly. I don't see – it's not looking too good for them.
Let me tell you something. The only team that got an easier schedule than the Steelers is the Dallas Cowboys, and they barely going to make the playoffs if they make it.
No, nobody has – I mean, bruh, nobody has it easier than the Steelers. They don't have to leave the Eastern time zone. Like, that's a big huge advantage.
Yeah. That's true.
When you wake up Sunday morning,
over 34
you can wake up Sunday morning if you're the Steelers. You can wake up Sunday morning and go to your game. Yeah. That's how easy they got it.
Yeah.
The rest of the teams got to make travel arrangements on Saturday, maybe Friday, and they go on East Coast to West Coast maybe Thursday. The Steelers got to wake up, find out what's going on for breakfast, eat a breakfast buffet, wake up from their wives, get it in the morning, kiss their kids, and be like, you know what, baby, I'll be back in a few hours. Because you know what? That's the truth. They'll be back in a few hours because they're in the East Coast.
All right. They ain't got to go to London, Mexico, Germany, all over the place.
They don't have to leave the East Coast. They don't have to come. They don't have to come to the time zone next to them. They don't have to come to Central Time Zone. Period.
It's terrible. Rob, what game you looking forward to? He a Ravens fan, so I'm sure he not.
Got two of them. Because week 3, Alabama. I'm Baltimore all the way, Baltimore Ravens. So week 3, we got the New England Patriots, and that following week we have Buffalo. So I get to see where we're at. We get to test the waters and see if we're championship caliber or not. So I'm looking forward to weeks 3 and 4 to see what we're made of. And from that point forward, hey, it's a foot race. We'll see what happens. We also got Tua, and so we'll get to see what the line looks like one-on-one when we get to see Cheetah and Waddle out here running like somebody chasing them with a wallet, like their wallet's falling out their pocket. And so we got them. I'm looking forward to the Jack. I'm sure we'll get that done. And then I always look at the Pittsburgh rivalry so that we can see what happens AFC North-wise. So, but yeah, 3 and 4, weeks 3 and 4 are my 2 games that I'm looking forward to.
Okay.
Mr. Webb said the Patriots and the Raiders, Eagles and the Commanders are the 2 games he's looking forward to.
Right. Lionel asked, who the front runner? Who y'all think the front runner is for the Super Bowl this year?
The Rams and the Bengals until we see some games played.
That's what I'm going with, Rams and Bengals.
Until we see some games played, the Rams and the Bengals. I got to go with the last 2 that I saw there.
Right. I don't know who's doing what. But I tell you this. Now I'm real intrigued because y'all know I'm from New Orleans, but I'm a 49er fan, right? And I'm real intrigued as to what the New Orleans Saints is doing right now. So Dennis Allen, people say he's unproven and they don't know what they will get with him, but Dennis Allen has filled in for Sean Payton when he was suspended, and he remarkably did pretty well when he filled in for Sean Payton. Now he does have Jameis Winston under center, so it's always a toss-up what you go get with Winston. But last year, before he got hurt, he started out on fire. He won 5 games, 5 in a row. So he was like 5-1, 5-2 before he got hurt. And they're adding people. You got Michael Thomas coming back. You got Olave, and now today they just added Jarvis Landry. So I'm kind of intrigued as to what they're gonna do. And let's not forget about the Honey Badger and everything they did on defense. Do I think they're gonna go deep? I don't. As a professional Saints hater, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. But
let's not forget Jameis Winston getting LASIK surgery.
Right, right. So I'm real excited.
It all depends on what Jameis does from the ACL injury. Obviously,
right.
We all know that Taysom Hill is not the quarterback.
He is not the guy. But they moved him to tight end though. They changed his designation. He's no longer a quarterback on the roster.
And I guarantee you, Jameis Winston is not going to throw it to him unless he's running down the middle and hope he gets hurt, because I'm pretty sure he's petty like that. But this offense and defense, I think it's going to come up to what Michael Thomas the Saints is going to get. Is this the same Michael Thomas that played 3 years ago that led the league in catches and receptions? Jameis Winston does not have to throw 50 touchdowns. Not with this team. I got that. It's a weak division with the Panthers and Falcons. They don't have to beat the Bucks per se. They just have to make it to the playoffs like they would have last year if they would have had a Jameis Winston. They fell 1 game short. Even with Taysom Hill, there was only 1 game short. Even Taysom Hill got benched for Trevor Siemian. So we know that Taysom Hill is not the quarterback there. We get that. Yeah, but they were 1 game short from making the playoffs. 49ers made a hell of a run. And I am, for one, am thankful the 49ers made that run to eliminate the Cowboys. I am thankful for that. If you want me to get a 49ers tattoo right now, I will, because I'll put that game on my body because I'm appreciative that they beat the Cowboys. But with that being said, the Saints were 1 game away, a half a game, because they did their job. They won. They just needed the 49ers to lose that last game to make the playoffs. So the Saints are there. I'm just saying the Saints are there. And with them adding, let's say they added Michael Thomas, because they didn't have him for the last pretty much 1.5 years. They added Michael Thomas. They drafted Chris Olave. They got Jarvis Landry. I don't know what the tight end is, and I'm not going to say it's Taysom Hill because it shouldn't be Taysom Hill. But let's just say Taysom Hill. So the Saints did what they were supposed to do. With that, they didn't lose anybody on defense. They added Tyrann Mathieu. The Saints is a team to be messed with. There's no doubt about that.
They might be a team to be messed with. The only thing that's going to be the same with the Saints next season is the defense, because the defensive coordinator is now the head coach. So the thing that's unknown right now is the offense that they go run, because the offensive coordinator that they brought in, I'm not sure exactly who it is. Somebody out there, if you're watching, you're a Saints fan, let me know who the offensive coordinator is, because I don't pay attention to them like that. Only enough to hate on them. And you can ask anybody in the city of New Orleans, and they'll tell you that I will hate on the Saints just for no damn reason, because that's what I do. So
speaking of hating, how petty was it that the NFL gave every team in the NFL a primetime game except the Lions?
I mean, why would you give the Lions a primetime game? I'm glad they took the Thanksgiving game.
Why would you give Jacksonville a primetime game?
I don't know. They
might be still play on Thanksgiving. They still play on Thanksgiving, but Thanksgiving isn't considered a primetime game.
All I'm saying is you need to stop rewarding them for being trash. They didn't send 2 Hall of Famers to early retirement, and then another Hall of Famer has to get traded and won a Super Bowl immediately.
What has the Jaguars done?
Nothing.
They got
don't need-
primetime games.
They don't need it either, but they have young talent that they believe might be able to do something.
Detroit does too. Now.
But Detroit always have young talent that you ain't gonna do something and they never do nothing with it. Honestly, a lot of people believe that Detroit need to lose the team because the ownership don't do nothing with the team. They run these guys into the ground, never do nothing to help nobody. They it's like they're not even competing to try to win a championship. They just there, just to have a team. For what?
We're gonna find out about them Dolphins too next year.
Yeah, we
We'll
gonna
see what they are like right out the gate.
I mean, you got the
They
cheetah
gonna
down
come out the
there.
gate 0-4 or 4-0. One of them.
Can Tua get the ball to the cheetah?
All the pressure in this world. Everybody keeps saying Dak has the most pressure. Dak has the most pressure. Dak doesn't have any pressure outside of the Cowboys fan base. Like, we know what to expect from a Cowboys quarterback. A 4,000 passing yard, quarterback, 20 to 30 yard touchdowns. Cool. We don't put that pressure on the Cowboys. We expect them to fail. Fortunately, not unfortunately. Fortunately, the pressure coming into the season is on Tua Tagovailoa. I got to practice Tagovailoa. I got to practice Antetokounmpo. I practice that. I do. Now, it's on Tua. Now, Miami got all the weapons in the world. All of it. And Tua can't get to them, which I don't expect them to. I was always down on Tua. I think Mac Jones is a better quarterback coming out of Alabama than Tua was. I've always said that. I said that for years. Tua is just not that dude. But he has all the weapons to succeed.
But honestly,
we're gonna find out the gate.
Honestly, with Tua though,
go ahead.
You got to understand the offense that he about to be running is very similar to what the 49ers have been running the last few years because they got the 49ers offensive coordinator down there now. So things is about to change. They about to do running back by committee, and they about to do them little short passes, and they gonna have the cheetah in the backfield doing stuff that Deebo Samuel was doing and everything else. So he might have to beat the ball out there like
we're gonna find out the gate what Miami got because they open with New England, Baltimore, the Bills, and then the Bengals.
Yeah.
So we're gonna find out the gate what they are.
They're gonna be 1-3.
Right. So
I think they're gonna be 0-4.
They could
1-3. They'll beat the Patriots.
Jim, real quick.
They beat the Patriots week 1.
You just praised Mac Jones over Tua, and then you got Tua beating him.
No, I said, well, a quarterback is good. Tua is not beating him. Jimmy said it right. That system with those 3 running backs, Sonny Michel, Mostert, and Chase Edmonds, is going to beat them. Patriots don't have the defense. I expect it's going to be a 24-21, 27-24 type game. Right. But I expect Miami to win game 1 against the Patriots, and then they lose the next 3 games, like you said. But I think it's not because of Tua. It's not because of Tua. Trust me, it's not. Tua's going to throw a slant. Okay, even Tebow threw a slant and won a playoff game. Okay, Tebow threw a slant to Demetrius Thomas in the playoffs, and he took it to the house. Throw a slant to Tyreek Hill. I guarantee you, he's going to take it to the house.
Rest in peace, D2.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, so let me ask this question before we take it home, because it was asked to us, so I got to ask you guys: who do y'all predict go have the most passing yards next season?
Joe Burrow, if he stays healthy.
That's
too many weapons.
I think Stafford.
Stafford lost a lot.
I think Stafford will return.
Stafford lost a lot.
I'm gonna go against the
The Rams is not a running team.
No, I'm saying
it's not a running team. Cam Akers, I get it. They're not a running team.
They're not going to have OBJ. They lost Robert Woods. Who they got? Cup, Van Jefferson,
Allen Robinson.
I forgot they signed Allen Robinson.
Allen Robinson, Van Jefferson, the two tight
Yeah, I
ends.
forgot they signed Allen Robinson.
I'm not gonna lie to. I'm not gonna lie to
still
you.
gonna go with Burrow.
I'm gonna go with either Justin Herbert or Josh Allen.
I thought you were gonna say Jimmy G.
I think with Josh,
He gonna get the
Josh
most money
Allen's
receiving on the
good,
bench.
but I think that whether they had that one game where they only threw like 2 passes, or was that the Patriots threw like 2 passes? I mean, they get that crazy weather. I don't know.
So
I think he's gonna have a fluke game or two where the weather is just throws him.
All right. So what you
Okay.
got, Rob? Who
Your
you see?
offensive coordinator for the Saints. First off, I'm gonna start off with Carr is gonna have the most passing yards. I'm just gonna go with that. I think he's gonna have a great year. But
Yeah, he said Carr.
yeah, I'm going with Carr.
I'm hating on him. Hate.
Hey, Jimmy G gonna be a starting quarterback. You better not hate
I'm
that.
going with Carr. For the Saints is Carmichael. Pete Carmichael.
Oh, Pete Carmichael. All right, I can see that. He run a sophisticated little offense. He run a little sophisticated offense. I'll take it. All right, so we've come to that time where we winding down time. At this point of the show, we like to give a random sports fact. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass the buck on to you fellas for y'all sports facts, and mine will be at the end of the show.
Mine's quick and fast because Amir he gets long winded, so I'm gonna make sure I leave him enough time.
Don't get long with him.
18-year-old Spaniard Carlos Alcaraz. Don't know who that is? Tennis phenom. He just beat Rafael Nadal, number 4 ranked in the world. Novak Djokovic, top ranked in the world. And I had to learn this name. Alexander Zverev, the number 3 ranked player in the world to win the Madrid Open this past weekend, moving into the top 10, beating the number 4, the number 1, and the number 3 ranked tennis players in the world.
That's
Rob,
huge.
what you got? Okay. Amir, what you got?
Let me go before Amir gets started. No, let me go before Amir because Amir's gonna get long with it. No. Let me finish mine before Amir gets started. Let me get mine out of the way, and so I'll let
We'll
it
answer that
roll
real
on
quick
out.
at the end, Webb.
So this is not really a fun fact. Of the 4 highest paid players in the league right now in the NBA coming up next season, LeBron James is the only one who literally is LeBron James, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and John Wall. Each of them will make over $47 million next year. All right. And also free Brittany Griner. Let that woman out, Russia, please. Amir, it's on you, brother.
Quickly, I got 2 things. Sidney Crosby was out because of concussion with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Shit. Sorry. Pittsburgh Penguins. They're closing it out tonight against my New York Rangers. 4-2. They're up 2-0 right now. Without Sidney Crosby, I'm not upset because not passionate about hockey as much as I try to be. And the Kentucky Derby winner, Rich Strike, 80-1 odd to 1 last week, is sitting out. The Preakness this week. I don't know why you win the big one and then decide. For those that don't follow horse racing, the Triple Crown is the Kentucky Derby, Preakness, and a Belmont Stakes. But they say, you know what? We're going to rest this 80-1 odd horse. So if you bet $100, you're automatically won $800. Shoot, 8,000. Forgive me. My math is not very good looking. So they decided to sit him out for the Preakness and expected for the Belmont Stakes. So 80-1 odds is the same odds they give him the Jets now to win the Super Bowl. So just throwing it out there for those Jets fans who decide to think that the Jets got a small chance.
Don't put your money.
$100 gets you 8,000. Just want to throw it out there.
Don't
all
put
I
your
got.
Don't do it.
do not waste your money on the New York Football Jets, please. See, this is exactly why I don't tell y'all stuff before the show, because y'all be stealing all my good stuff that I was gonna say, but never mind. They didn't expect him to win the Kentucky Derby. That's why they said about
all.
They was like, oh, he won. All right, well, we forgot to register. So all right, but yeah,
not 80 to 1. Nobody's predicted to win at 80 to 1.
exactly. Clayton Kershaw from my Dodgers, he has been put on a 15-day IL with some inflammation in his shoulder, but the MRI did find no damage. So he'll be back in 15 days, get him a little rest and come back pitching strong as ever. Somebody asked who we had for the Rookie of the Year. So we got offensive and defensive. So who y'all got real quick?
I got Olave being offensive.
I got Drake London on the offense, and I'm gonna go with Sauce on defense.
Sauce.
I
don't think Sauce.
I got Sauce on defense. Go ahead, Amir.
We can
No,
give
go ahead. Go ahead,
Rob.
man.
No, I was gonna say Sauce as well on defense, and then I'm gonna go with Jameson Williams on offense.
Yep, I like Jameis Williams, but I'm gonna switch up from Sauce and go with I can't think of the boy name now. From the LSU Tigers.
Stingley?
I was thinking of something completely different. Yes, I'm gonna go with Stingley.
I got Olave being a sneaky pick with Jarvis Landry and Michael Thomas on his side. I think Olave gets 1,000 yards while receiving, and I'm gonna go outside the box and get the kid from Florida State, defensive end Johnson.
Jermaine Johnson. Yeah, I got Jermaine Johnson getting about 6-7 sacks, standing out on the defensive side. I'm gonna go Johnson.
All right.
I say Drake London because somebody's got to catch the balls in Atlanta.
Change it from Sauce Gardner.
But who throwing the ball?
Don't matter. Somebody got to catch the ones he throw.
All right.
I'm changing mine to Nakobe Dean on defense.
All right. Let's go with that then. All right, good people. Well, we thank y'all for joining us tonight. Continue to come back. We have not Prime Passion. All Sports Matter presents Pride and Passion baseball talk every Thursday at 7:00, and every Friday we are back here with the All Sports Matter podcast. Come back and join us. Don't forget to subscribe and hit like on there. Get our numbers up. We will have some different things going on in the future with different shows. You never know what might happen. We might have some surprise guests pop in on us. We may have you drop in on us. So we'll see how things go. But continue to support. We thank y'all for the support. We appreciate everything that y'all do, and we appreciate y'all giving us an hour out of y'all day. You guys got anything?
Nope.
I'm good. You guys have a good weekend. Let's
see you next Friday.
See you in the second half. We're good.
See you next Friday.
Drink cognac.
Make sure y'all subscribe. I put the link to the YouTube page.
Share. We asking everybody just share.
Share, like, and subscribe.
Even if you don't watch it, just share.
We out of here.
And they're into the stretch, and it's Messier, Crown Pride, and Epicenter is coming up on the outside. Epicenter has taken the lead as they arrive into the final furlong. Sandin is coming after him. Epicenter and Sandin, these two, stride for stride. Simplification down the outside is next. They're coming down to the wire. Epicenter, Sandin, Rich Strike is coming up on the inside. Oh my goodness, the longest shot has won the Kentucky Derby. Rich Strike has done it in a stunning, unbelievable